The history of Russia spans over 1,000 years, starting from the earliest Slavic tribes that settled in the region in the 9th century. Here is a brief overview of the major events and periods in the history of Russia. Kievan Rus, 9th to 13th centuries. Kievan Rus was a medieval East Slavic state that emerged in the 9th century and eventually became the precursor to modern Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus. The state's capital was Kiev, and it was ruled by a monarchy. Mongol rule, 13th to 15th centuries. In the 13th century, Mongol forces invaded Kievan Rus and established the Golden Horde, a Mongol state that controlled the region for over 200 years. Ivan the Terrible, 16th century. Ivan IV, also known as Ivan the Terrible, was the first Tsar of Russia. He expanded the state's territory, modernized the army, and centralized power in Moscow. Romanov dynasty, 17th to 20th centuries. The Romanov dynasty ruled Russia from 1613 until the Russian Revolution in 1917. Under their rule, Russia became a major European power, but also faced social and economic problems. Peter the Great, 18th century. Peter the Great modernized Russia by introducing Western-style reforms and expanding the country's borders. Catherine the Great, 18th century. Catherine the Great was the longest-ruling female leader of Russia. She expanded the empire's territory, modernized the economy, and encouraged education in the arts. Napoleonic Wars, early 19th century. In 1812, Napoleon invaded Russia, but was eventually defeated by Russian forces. Russian Revolution, 1917. In 1917, the Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, overthrew the Romanov dynasty and established the first communist government in the world. Soviet Union, 1922 to 1991. Under the leadership of Lenin and later Joseph Stalin, the Soviet Union became a major world power. However, the regime was characterized by repression and human rights abuses. Post-Soviet era, 1991 present. Following the collapse of the Soviet Union, Russia became a democratic country. However, the country has faced economic and political challenges, as well as conflicts with neighboring countries.